Hi there.
Hey, Capri. All right, let's do some share screen here. All right. So the first thing I noticed, so of course I looked at the tags and they seem fine, right? Then you go to the content panel,
Yeah.
and then what are all these extra containers?
Yeah.
So that's a bunch of extra stuff, and I mean that's fine, but you've got no the appendix B is not in here at all.
Yeah.
So that says, well, maybe it's right here. Deep dive. There it is. So these extra things are what I'm assuming are that other junk, right? So the other part of this too is if we go to the tags tree, right? You've got
I had to delete the tag, the figure tag, because it didn't have the, the B box thing. And then when I tried to re-tag it, I could only attach it to the P. So I tried to,
which is fine. As long as there's something to attach it to, you're okay. It doesn't need to be that whole piece. Although I will tell you that this would be an improper alt text because it doesn't say what the logo says. You've got words there.
Yeah, it's
Mike Dyken.
It's a Swedish word for the same. So I thought
pensions?
maybe.
Oh, I get you. It's just pensions in the Swedish language. Then
and
yes.
I mean, it's the authority. It's like the agency. So I thought it would be appropriate to tell the English.
Imagine I need to know what that agency is, and I can't see the logo. You would want those letters. You would want those letters in the alt text.
So having the Swedish Pensionsmyndigheten, that would be better than letting the English listener knowing that it is the logotype for the Swedish Pensions Agency. Is that correct?
If I needed to know if I needed to look up that second word, I would have no way to know what that word is, right? If I needed to search, let's say I wanted to, I guess I could look up Swedish Pension Agency. And if you were confident that if I looked that up, that that second word would come up, that's fine. But imagine this was someone's name and I wanted to email them. And the alt text just said, and it was an image, right? And the alt text just said Dax's email. It doesn't help me out because it doesn't really tell me what Dax's email address is, right? So in this instance, you're saying this is the logotype for the Swedish Pension Agency, which is exactly what it is. But the actual words that are in the logo should be in the alt text, because if someone ever needs to know what those letters are, then it'll be accessible for them. But if you're confident they don't really need to know what those letters are, because in fact, Swedish Pension Agency, no matter what language you say it in, is the only way to come about that answer, then that's okay.
Could I use both?
Yeah,
is it
totally?
Yeah. So I could say logotype Pensionsmyndigheten.
Yep.
Swedish Pensions Agency. I could have them
exactly. Exactly. Good. And you could do the logo with the Swedish version period and then the English version period, and you'd be perfect.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
This first page was have had so many problems with it, and
it's because it was done in a different. It looks like it was maybe done in a different program, or it was
Word. I think Word, but I don't know.
Yeah. So let's try to save this. So I've edited out those other content blocks, and then we're gonna go and do the pre-flight fix up.
Do you know why in the order? I think it has 2 trading in funds, like number 2 and 3 are both like a box for. No, it's
gone because we deleted that other garbage.
Perfect.
So I have a feeling this is going to be just fine now,
but and all these hours I have put in this document.
Remember, my answer is if you struggle for more than 15 minutes on something, ask us.
I know. But I thought I did But what exactly was it that you did? Did you delete the
Yeah.
content? Just deleted it?
Yeah, because in the so remember that the content panel is the actual objects on the page. So if I didn't want, watch what happens if I hit delete. Here, let's save this first. All right. If I hit delete, trading funds goes away. It's literally like edit PDF. It is the actual object on the page, and there is no undo. So you can't undo it once you've done it. All you can do is revert, right? Which is why I made sure I saved before right? So there we are, right? So if I open the one you downloaded, or I downloaded.
Yeah, it had all these containers that didn't contain anything, but I thought I tried to delete them because I remember looking at them, but maybe I didn't, then did something other, like after a while, it's just a jungle.
Yeah, no, and that's what happens sometimes.
Yeah.
Is that you get these things that are just so much stuff going on.
Maybe down there. Or...
No, it was, I don't think I opened the right one. Or maybe I saved over the other one. Their file.
Or it's a ghost for real.
Open downloads appendix test. Well, that was, so I must have edited the wrong one. I edited the one I downloaded. I thought I edited the one I saved on my desktop. Okay, let's see. File, open, desktop, test. There we go. So this one should still have it because I didn't catch it earlier. No, it's gone now. I guess I deleted it in both of them. Anyway, if I were to download the other one, there was those bunch of extra containers in there. So
I'll go and check, compare them.
Yeah. So now I'm going to go in and do Control-Shift-X, which opens up pre-flight. And then I'm going to go in and do repair.
Is Access your best way of finding?
Yes.
Like when you need to be a detective and really,
It is one of those tools that doesn't do everything well. It does some very specific things really well. And that's why when people say, well, if I had to choose between Common Look and Access PDF, which one would you choose? I'm like, well, what are you doing? Because if you're tagging from scratch, Common Look is a billion times better. But if all you're doing is fixing tables mostly, or trying to, detective work out why a document's corrupt or what structure element I'm not getting a specific, error message I can't figure out, Access PDF is much better at it. Because to be honest, the people who wrote Access PDF also wrote back. So let's see. Let's see. Why is it? Am I not on the right thing? PDF standards, maybe.
My next thing with you is going to be to take your course or find that the NVDA walkthrough.
Yeah.
I know you had one and I couldn't send it, but
yeah, we're going to have it again. We're going to try to do it at least once every other month or so. Here, let's just save this file, save as, desktop, save, and then Access. Let's open Access, because see, Access will choke if the document's corrupt, where Acrobat will open it and like tell you nothing's wrong when there is something wrong, right? And so you're like, I just want to know what's going on. So desktop, open.
Because before, when I started, it said that so many paths on the front page.
See, I'm still getting this error. So there's an error inside this trading funds thing.
Yeah.
So here's what I would do. Okay. So what I would do is I would go to organize pages, extract pages into separate file, and extract the one page, and desktop is fine. Select folder. And then now I'm going to go back and file, open, desktop, one page, open that one.
I tried
Go
that.
to organize, maybe not though. So file, and then we're gonna go to layers and oh, that's the wrong thing. I have this tool, Abracadabra, flatten all pages. Yes, I want to flatten, and then
What?
file, print to PDF. We're going to print this.
Flatten and then start over with tagging.
Yeah, because it's just one page. It's just got a few elements on it, right?
So I can flatten it in Acrobat, right?
Yeah. So let's see.
That could be my save for all these other documents.
And then, yep. And then it's going to
There
tell
are so
us
many invisible things hiding.
Yeah. So page 1, save. All right. So now I'm going to open up page 1. And this is good. It's going to tell us, hey, there's nothing here, which is what we want.
Yeah.
And then we're going to go into our content panel. And then all I see are all these paths, right?
Yeah.
Because that logo was outlined, right?
Yeah.
So then there's text appendix B. So see what I do here? I look for the text. What do I notice? Trading in funds is not in here anywhere.
It doesn't say it's a text.
It's these outline paths. So that's where that's why you're having a problem. So, so I'm going to go back into my tags tree here. Create root tag, new tag. And I know what I need. I need an H1.
Yeah.
And then I need an H2. And then I need new tag figure. I guess, well, it'll be a figure when it populates in. But anyway, so then I go back into my content panel. Appendix B is selected. Let's select off of it. There we go. And then I go into my tags tree, and then I do, select that first. Come on. Create tag from selection. Because I have it selected in the content panel, it's already there. I don't open the read order tool. I hate the read order tool unless I have to, right? So then here under H1, right? I can't, it should be a figure, right? It's a path, so it should be a figure. But what I'm going to do here is I am going to go in here like this. Back to tags. Create tag from selection. And then I really don't care that all of this is here. I mean, this is where you can use the read order tool. And so then I could come in here and just select all that, tag it as a figure. See, now you just get the one path, right? And then you could do the same thing down here, figure. And then so
how did you get, when I do that, like it creates multiple figure tags, like each letter is one figure, but even though I drag it across all of it.
See where it says well, that wasn't actually selected. So it should, when you do the read order tool, when you select this like that, and you're hitting figure, it's creating 15 different figure tags.
Yeah.
Do you want to share screen and show me?
Oh, yeah, I could, but I mean, just because it won't be like that. Like when you go to the doctor, you're suddenly,
I guess what I'm saying is typically that's not a typical action. I would say on the surface that that's not supposed to happen. You, as long as you're using figure, you're using the read order tool, you have your tags panel open, all of those things, you should be okay. Display like elements in a single block, all of that. So here we are. So we've got our figure, right? So for the figure, There's a couple of different ways you can do this. First of all, you can do this as an H1, right? But you're probably going to get an improper use of a figure tag.
Yeah.
So what I would do here is go in and make this actual text. Heading level 1, trading in funds. And that way it voices correctly for someone using a screen reader and it's correct, right? Then that's fine. And then this one, properties, and then that would be the
edit attribute objects is okay, since I created the figure tag from like this, because sometimes it lacks the bounding, the placement,
right. But B-box is here.
B-box is there and all the other stuff too. So it's not an inline.
Right.
I'm just starting to learn all these things.
That's okay. It's okay. And then so to show you, right? So let's take a look at Access PDF.
So this is the explanation. I think this is amazing because now I understand all the struggles I had. It was the outline on text that did create it reading not as text.
Right. So here we have an H1, right? And somehow there's letters here. So what I'm guessing is when you open this document originally, it said, hey, there's no words on this page. Do you want us to try to OCR that to add words to the page? And that's how you got the initial letters.
Yeah.
Right. So, so let's see if I can get to the figure. So there's your garbage figure, right?
Yeah.
So if I just simply delete this, right?
I don't have to, but I could never find this in just in Acrobat.
Exactly. So, but this still hasn't, well, actually, no, now this is gone. Oh no, it's still there. There's still something going on. But let me just show you. File, open, page 1. Why do I know I have no tag? Oh, because I didn't. And then we have to right click and see this document is tagged PDF. That has to be checked.
Okay.
So then save. And then now when we go back into Access PDF, I'm editing the podcast. We have supposed to be posted today.
Yeah, it's amazing. I listened to it while working on other stuff. So
sure, that's good. All right, so now we're good, right? So let me show you. So when there's no B-box, this is what you get, right? So you get this, and all I have to do in Access is just hit the plus arrow, and it adds the B-box for me. That's all you have to do inside Access. And then the checkers inside here. So, oh wait, am I still sharing screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's the checker, right? Natural language isn't embedded. So see here, we've got Appendix A. So if we go to properties, so language has no value. It's because the document doesn't have a language value in it. So I wouldn't edit this in here. I would edit it in the actual PDF that we created, right? I mean, the deal with using Access PDF is that you have to use both Acrobat and Access PDF to figure stuff out, to make sure your document's straight. But remove logical structure, rebuild current structural parent tree. This button I use a lot when I have corrupt documents, right? Yeah. Remove corrupt elements, right? That should have removed that other corrupt element, repair parent keys, and remove broken content boxes. These tools are the catch-all fixes when I don't know when there's something structurally wrong. They don't always work. It's not 100% foolproof, but most of the time they do work and they work well. Fixed placement issue fixes the inline or block level automatically. Add node IDs, automatically adds node IDs to everything. Apply standard tags, removes your role map. It just takes whatever role is in here, it just automatically whatever roles are in here, it just automatically applies them, right? So right now you have artifact set to a section tag. That's wrong, right? Artifact should be an artifact. So we want to remove that and hit OK. And now we should be able to see if we have any artifacts in our tags tree. We don't, but for whatever reason, it was set in there, right? So then when I hit apply standard tags, all it does is go through that role map and rename the tag to be the actual tag and not rely on the role map. So now in fixed roles, there's nothing here because there are no roles to manage, right? So you can feel confident that everything is the way it's supposed to be. Delete empty tags. We'll go through and delete anything that has no content in it. And then when I'm going in here like extras, so add the PDF UA identifier, just click it and it's added. Set content key link annotations, just click it. Now all your links have alt text.
Things I normally do with the pre-flight.
Yeah, exactly. Set tab order, click. So literally when I open a document, I usually come in here and I go click, 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 and I'm done with those three things, right? And then under content, I do artifact non-tagged content, done. And then I go into extras, actually into logical structure. And then I might do fixed placement, add node IDs, and then rebuild parent structure key. And then
first, and then
I'll run the checker and see what I get. Right now, this document happens to be corrupt, but when I do that on a normal document, here, let's just delete these two things, and then we'll just, yes, I know. And there's your figure.
Yeah.
Delete that. Okay, so let's save this. I'm not giving you back any of these, so it doesn't matter. File, save as.
I should extract the first page,
flatten it,
and then put it back and tag it again, or tag it first and then put it back, maybe.
I would flatten it and then, yes, I would flatten it, tag it, and then put it back. So now we're here, so we can run the checker. Oh. Whoop. I didn't want to do that. File, close.
One thing the document did when I tried to delete something on the first page was it deleted everything.
Yeah.
In the document.
There's just something inherently wrong with that first page. And I would even bet that if we go into Acrobat and remove that whole first page altogether, here, let's do the extraction. File, and then we're going to do insert from file.
And it was like the TOC, the table of content was put on the first page too.
Yeah. So there we go. That's good. See, incorrect structure was found in the PDF file. There's something wrong with this. I would go back to the source and export a new PDF.
Yeah, and I don't have the source, but I'm thinking about recreating, because I have a similar source. I have a similar, no, not source, but I have a similar document, the Appendix A. And if I can only rewrite the title, I could use that first page, because it has, but I know that it will be a problem with the fonts because it changes, and it won't look good. So maybe the client will be that bit. So but I'll try to do that, because it's something really because since I've been doing so much learning with you and Chad, I have been able to fix so much more. But
That's good.
This document is something extra.
Yeah, it is. Because if I can't, I mean, to be honest, if I can't fix it, there's something seriously going on.
It's really corrupt. So maybe it could be that I should do the rest of the 100 documents I have and go back to the client with this one and say, this is only possible. But I would try to rebuild it with using other first pages, maybe.
Yeah, see this, I'm getting errors all over the place. I'm not even,
yeah.
I'm not, yeah, there's something, I wonder if we deleted, see, this is where you start troubleshooting down to the real, like, I'm going to go in here now, organize pages, and I'm going to delete both of these because I would bet that if, however they created the cover on both of them is the same way, right?
So I should delete the last one too.
I'm just guessing at this point.
Yeah.
So let's go in and do Control Shift X and do
because I have the Appendix A and I can use that one somehow.
Structure. Nope, I want this on PDF standards. Fix problems in tag structure. Analyze and fix. And then we're going to call this fixed. See, and it said no problems found, but well, it did say, look, removed. It found two objects that had an incomplete set of CIDs. So content IDs are the label that every object in your document gets. And that you never see it. It's just in the back in the XML. Yeah. So setting tab order, PDF UA entry, creating bookmarks. So it did all that. So let's go ahead and let's save this. And then we're going to close this and close that. And then let's go into Access. File, open. What is that?
Yeah, what is that?
Well, it was whatever was in there. Save. Checker. What is?
Is that like an empty figure thing behind?
I'm not sure.
Could it be that it was on the front page too, and that was connecting table of contents on the first page, maybe that.
See, so look what happens now. Once we took those covers out, the only thing that's wrong is your first heading level is an H2, right? And so if we fix this, we're perfect PDF UA compliant. So it has to do with those covers.
Yeah. Wow.
So what I would do is, I mean, what you could do is print them to Postscript.
Okay.
So let's just check something really quick here. I just want to double check where we are. So page 1. So there we are. All right, that all looks good. Content panel, tags tree, document H1, TOC. I don't have a bunch of extra stuff. Okay, so this looks fine. So we're going to go to File. We're going to open up this one. Oh, that's the other one. Open up this one. All right, so here's our page 1. I'm going to download this one more time from you. New. Download. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do organize pages. We're going to delete all this other stuff. So we just have the covers. File, export to Postscript. What this is going to do, it's going to literally bring this back into strictly code. It's literally used to be in the old days, you would export to Postscript and then use Acrobat Distiller to make the PDF. Now that all happens in the background, but we're gonna do that same process. Okay.
So it's not like flattening it, because
no, it's like bringing it down to the ASCII level. It's like literally the code for building the page. Okay. So now that we have our Postscript file, I have too much stuff on my desktop.
Mm-hmm.
1 second.
But a very nice background.
I took that photo, actually. Those are palettes, and we wet the water, and it was a really cool.
Very graphic.
Yeah. All right. So let's do, I did a light painting class with fire. We did I'll show you the picture sometime. All right. So desktop. Postscript. So there's our Postscript file. So if we open up Distiller, if you just type in Distiller on your computer, it's there. You just may not have ever seen it. Okay. And then we just drag this file on top of Distiller. It says, do you know it's a trustworthy? A Distiller, a Postscript can have action items in it. So someone could, in fact, bury a virus inside a Postscript, which is why it asks you, hey, are you sure you want to run this? So now that we've ran it, right, it created this file. And so it just took a second. And so now we should be able to go back into Acrobat. File, open. And there's our PS file. And it says there's no tag. We do not want to do this. Just hit cancel.
Yeah, no tagging. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So now we're just going to go to our read order tool. And that is going to be a figure. And that is going to be H2. And this is going to be a figure. And this is going to be text. Yeah, it came in as text. All right. So now that we've got that, we need to copy, create link, open a web page, next, paste the URL, hit OK. Then we're going to go back to this. There's our link, properties, and then security, pension, website, right? It's Sweden. Tell me it's
the Sweden's pensions agency website. Yeah.
All right. So now we know that's accessible, right? So we're good to go there. This figure.
Should it be contained in the P tag?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Okay.
You just have to set the block level. If I pull it out, then it's going to want the block, want the level, the placement level to be block. So it doesn't really matter one way or the other.
So it's one way or the other. Yeah.
Yeah. So close, figure, properties. And then close, and then that's that. And then we're going to go properties, actual text.
So I should type in heading level 1.
Yes, because you want it to say it's a figure. So if you don't, it's just going to say trading funds.
Yeah.
So
but since no tag has the H1, won't the document be, the first one has to be an H1.
You know what? You could do this. I just want to see what PAC does. Let's see. I think PAC's going to say possible improper use of figure tag.
Could I use Appendix B and put the H1 there?
You know what though? Look what it did. So this content object says trading in funds.
Yeah.
It doesn't say figure.
Yeah.
So what did it do here? Oh, it tagged it as text. So we're okay there. And that's
Strange.
the path as artifact. So create artifact and then image, create artifact. I mean, we could do this inside pack, but
This is good because this is my,
create artifact.
so far, my, yeah.
Our links there, our annotations there. We don't have annotations on the first page. We're good to go. H1. There's your figure path. All right. So then we're going to hit save. And then now we're going to go to organize pages. And we're going to go to close that one. Nope. And go to organize pages here. And then we're going to drag these two into here. That one there. Hit save. And then now we're going to so when you manipulate using organized pages, you want to right click and go to page properties and see how this says unspecified. Whenever you're merging documents, it always sets this to unspecified. So you just have to set this back to use document structure.
Yeah.
It's the tab order error. It's going to say tab order failed, right? If you don't. Okay. So we hit close. Let's run the accessibility checker first. Start checking and tab order failed. Just hit fix, it fixes it. Got it. And then tag PDF. Why did this fail? Let's see if you remember what I told you. Why am I getting a tag PDF failed?
The PDF UA or no, because that it's not, because we have the document. No, I don't know. You have to tell me again. It's too much knowledge.
It's okay.
It's the checkbox. Yeah,
Yep.
document is tag PDF. I would never. So you just right click anywhere.
You right click on any tag and you'll get document as a tag PDF. And that's because we use that organized pages thing to bring in mixed content. So now we go back to our thing and hit fix. If we hit fix, it'll do that for us anyway, but that's what's happening, right? So now we're good to go. We hit save. I just want to check the document language. This is fine. That's fine. Advanced English. Okay. Now to be correct, if you have any Swedish text in here, you would want to make sure that it has a Swedish text tag.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So now, let's see, it is fixed. That's the one we did. Okay. So now we should be able to go into pack. We'll access PDF. And checker. Oh, I guess we have to open up a file, huh?
Mhm.
Fixed. And there we go. So we get a logical structure tree, right?
Yeah.
And so it's going to tell
So
you figure,
satisfying. Yeah.
figure, possible inappropriate use of a figure. So
Yeah.
this is because why? What's wrong with this?
Well,
When you get when it says possible inappropriate use of anything, it's always one thing. What is it?
it could be the placement box thing.
Exactly. So you can see here that placement is set to inline default.
Yeah.
So we want to set it to block. And then now we go back to checker, hit
But the
refresh.
Swede did put it in the P tag, so it shouldn't have said that. But
Right. It would have been fine if it was in the P tag.
Yeah,
So
but
you
it
could do
won't-
it half a dozen of one, 6 of the other. It doesn't really keep it in the P tag and leave it inline, or put it on its own and leave it and do it as block. It's more code correct for it to be on its own. And it's easier to see when you look at the tags tree that, hey, there's a figure there, right? Now, the nice thing is that this didn't mark, well, we saw it was text. It was labeled as text. So it's good to go, right? All right. So now when we run the checker, we should get all check marks, and we do. So we are good to go. File, save, and then, yeah. So that is.
Wow. You have no idea. Or I know you have an idea.
I do. Yes, because I've been here so many times. Yeah. Well, and sometimes it's just better to start over, right? And that's kind of what we realized here, is that the way to fix this is really to start over. And starting over means printing to Postscript, and then and then reprocessing the PDF. So I just sent it to you in Facebook, so you have that document back. Yeah. So of course, if you wouldn't mind, if you want to go back on to the Facebook post that you made,
of course.
and just give a little shout out to Hey, and just, let people know that I helped you out and we got this all solved.
Definitely.
And I would say, I would even talk about the solution to help other people. Say, hey, look, it turned out that we couldn't get the cover or the back cover to validate. So we printed to Postscript and started over.
Yeah, definitely, because all these answers are my go-to. I screenshot them. I save different maps.
Oh, that's cool.
That's cool. I have my accessibility, and it's so huge, but it's because I always, if I take a screenshot, I name it,
sure,
so I can search for it. So I do that all the time.
It'd be really cool is if you ever decided to you want to do something creative with that, you could make a poster out of it, a big wall poster with all the different little panels in there. That would be so fun. That would be amazing. So anyway,
it's like a whole new country. Yeah. I'm
awesome.
Filling in my white spots. Yeah, I do that. I will write on Facebook right now. And I mean, I cannot say thank you enough. This is,
sure.
I'm so humbled.
Well, absolutely. Well, we're all a community, and, we all make the world go round. So it's helping each other out. I think it's amazing when I get to see other people helping other people. Before it was me and Chad. Well, before it was me.
Yeah, I was
seriously just answering questions all the time. And then Chad, and then, we've got now, I think probably 10 or 15 people that are constantly answering other people's questions, which is really great because it makes a lot less work for me because I don't make any money from it. I mean, it's just, it just what it is. So anyway, awesome. Well, thanks a lot, Capri.
I remember when it was only you.
Yeah. Well, we're over 2,500 members now. 2,545, and I would have never imagined that we'd be where we are, which is great. So
yeah, it's great. So I won't take up your time anymore. But
all right,
I love you.
Thank you so much. All right, bye-bye.
Have a good time. Bye.